Hi folks, JP here from the podcast. Just to let you all know that the podcast is sponsored by AB Entertainment, and the AB stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. It's a DJ and entertainment business. Alex is on Facebook and Instagram, and you can hit him up through the WhatsApp for any bookings on 07845 746 092. And also folks, the podcast has taken on a new partner, and we're partnered by MCM Framing Services and Hoops Memorabilia. If you want any jerseys, or if you've got any memorabilia sitting around you want framed or anything looked after that way, contact John Mullaney, and you can get him at johnmullaney0971@gmail.com, or contact him on his mobile 07835 072 582. And here at the Unrestricted View, we hope you're all enjoying the content, and if you are, please like and subscribe. It's free to do so, and also share amongst your Celtic family as well. Hail, hail from all of us. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back along to the Celtic Unrestricted View. It's a Wednesday evening midweek chat with myself, JP, and joining me this fine evening is a nice wee bit of memorabilia for you all. Sean Maloney's granddad's obviously passed it down to him. Nice wee jersey there. I don't know if it's your granddad's gave you it, or was it Danny McGrenny to go to off wee man, but how's you been anyway?
No, it was Big Alan. Big Alan's game tonight.
Nice one.
Trying to tell you who I'm meant to look like in this tap, because that's Alan. It's normally getting the slagons for that, mate. But no, I thought I'd still going, that's a bit tight on me. I know I'm not the guy I was when I was 21, but it's a wee bit tight, mate. Normally I'm a medium or a small, but this is a medium that's take the piss. But no, I'm good, mate. Obviously, another eventful week, shall I say, supporting Celtic. And Scottish football in general, mate. So looking forward to getting a few things ironed out as usual with us. No bullshit. Abada obviously away now, confirmed with the looks at Bernabei. That was a bit of a one out the blue today. That there was no rumours. I know we don't do it on here, but there was nothing on social media. Don't know where it leaves us in terms of Greg Taylor. We one left back, but I'm sure we'll get into mate as much as we can. But I'm good, mate. Hope you're well as well. And halfway through the week, mate. It's Mother's Day and Sunday, so it'll be a nice end of the week, I think, for most of the mothers.
Yeah, mate. Obviously, we've got a bit to get through before we get near Mother's Day, mate. So nice tank fire a wee bit there. But
a good wee question in the chat, mate.
We'll come to that in a wee minute. I'm good, mate. It's good to be back on yourself, getting a wee chat, mate. We've got some interesting topics to get through tonight. Because this is something that's come in first hand and first time, I will jump to this kind of right away, because I don't recognise Leonardo at all. So thanks very much for getting in contact with the page, Leonardo, and your comment there. Hold on a second to see if I can adjust that slightly. There we go. Makes it look better for us as well, Ryan. He says, hello guys, I'm from Brazil. I'm a fan of the Sport Club Internacional. Today, several journalists said that Bernabei is confirmed and will play here. Could you tell me how he played at Celtic? Leonardo, I have to be honest with you. To be honest, we can't really judge him as such. Anytime he's performed, he's looked a wee bit lost in our jersey. That's just my opinion. He's not had a consistent run of games either, Leonardo, and that's because of Greg Taylor. We've got another left back at the club called Greg Taylor over here at Celtic, who is also a Scottish international as well. And yeah, as I said, Bernabei came to us from Argentina, mate, and he, let's just say, he has failed to set the header alight for us. He's probably, Ryan, you maybe jump in on this one, mate. He's probably, in my opinion, I just don't think he's suited to Scottish football because of the way he plays. What I will say, Leonardo, is he's a flying machine going forward. He can run all day for you. But in terms of being a defender, then he severely has a lot of work to do. Ryan, what's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, thanks for commenting, Leonardo. We're not going to sit here and tell you that he's the new Cafu or the new Philip Lahm or anything like that, mate. But he came to Celtic with, I would say, a wee bit of high potential. £3 million from Lannis from Argentina.
Lannis.
I think £3 million the transfer was. So Celtic paid a bit of money for him. Bits and bobs of games he's looked okay, but some games he hasn't been great. Defensively, I would say he's more of a left fullback in terms of a left back. I would say he's more of a left fullback, but going forward winger more than he is a left back. Defensively, I wouldn't say he's great, mate, but he is still a young guy. Maybe his lifestyle and maybe the way he plays, it just suits being in South America. It just suits being Argentina, or it suits him being Brazil. I think he was okay in Argentina. Again, we don't get to see much of Argentinian football. It was just through his stats and wee clips we see on YouTube. But as we all know, we can all look good on YouTube in certain degrees. But I would say he could do well for these. But maybe just at Celtic. Some players have came to Celtic, Leonardo, and just not done very well. And they've maybe came with high pedigree or a high ceiling, and it's just not worked out. But I would, if I would be honest with you, mate, he's not been great. Some Celtic fans would say he's been a waste of money. In certain games, he's looked okay, and he had a wee bit of potential. But I think overall, some fans would say he's been a bit of a flop in terms of transfer fees. Well, so I wouldn't say he's been great at all, Leonardo. Some fans have probably said he's been one of the worst things we've had in a long, long time. But I just think that's because of the value as well. But overall, for me, JP, I'd agree with you. He's not really done great, and I wouldn't want to sit here, Leonardo, and say that he's going to come and be amazing for you. He might well do. But,
he might be very well suited to that style of football. I
just feel one was a big, massive club. South Americans very rarely do well here. They very well stick it here for long term.
I just feel an echo in the house tonight, mate. There we go. John's the same as you know.
All right. It was the same with a guy called Efrain Juarez. It did look good when he came here, but I think other things happened in his homeland, and he just came here and the rest of his spell didn't work out, and he went back home quite early on. So for me, JP, I think don't want to sit here and fill Leonardo with confidence, but he wasn't great for Celtic. He's got a good bit of pace about him. He's very pacey. He's very dynamic going forward, but I would say defensively he wasn't great. But I don't know how the club you support play. I don't know how Bernabei would suit your system or how he suits Brazilian football, because it's no somewhere myself that I do get to watch often. But I would say in terms of what we have seen, I wouldn't say he's somebody that we would recommend, but he could go to international and do very well. But I wouldn't say that he's Celtic fans saying he's brilliant Leonardo.
And I hope that answers your question, Leonardo, in terms of what you were looking for in terms of information. But I think most Celtic fans, or the majority of Celtic fans, are going to be glad to see the back of the wee man. Hence the reason why I put on the over and out, in the exit door right beside it. But another one, Ryan, obviously we've kind of touched on Bernabei now, and that's a shame. He's, because of what we've done there, he's probably fell over looking for a foul already. Wherever he is, he's, because he goes down quite easily as well, doesn't he? But I want to say a massive good evening to everybody that's joined us as well. I'm sorry I wasn't able to address you in person. It was just that Andy Gray here decided to go on a rant about Bernabei and tell Leonardo his life story. And
well, if you ask for information, you get information.
Leonardo, well, that's it. Well, that's the thing, mate. And see if we were ever to set up in a shopping centre, in a City Knock centre, we just have an information desk with you standing there.
Andy Gray.
Just Andy Gray. Just you standing there going, what is the Unrestricted View podcast all about? You would be getting your breakfast roll in the morning when you start telling the person, and then the security would be coming and go like that to you. We need to shut this place, man. This place is gutting. Come on, mate. You're still going on there. You're still away, man, there. No. I'm sorry I couldn't address everybody individually, but a very good evening to you all, and thank you very much for joining us.
Yep, good evening.
We have had some issues over the last couple of days. Obviously, there was an outage on social media, as we all know. My old Facebook account get closed down. So...
Are you like Thomas?
No, see, he'd run away telling mid-story, Thomas. It wouldn't even matter, mate. Because his half-10 show would be ready to start. He'd be like, hey, guy, can I use your toilets for 5 minutes? But no, my old Facebook account got locked down after the rigmarole, Ryan, of me putting in my password and them telling me, no, that's not the right password, and no, it is the right password because I'm reading it off, what I've got written here, and it was just carnage. And then they sent me a code, and I'm putting a code in. Tried it on my laptop as well, putting a code in. No, that's not the right one. It's just absolute carnage. So I've ended up having to set up a brand new Facebook account. So if anybody is actually watching us and is listening now and they've received a friend's request from me today, I'm telling you now, it's me, okay? It's not a hoax or anything. I have had a couple of messages. You were just happy to get another sub on your channel, weren't you? You were just, you're like, there's another. It's going to look like two JPs as if I've been cloned or something. But yeah, I know, Thomas. It was quite an unfortunate thing, mate. It's one of those things. I think there was cyber attack. I read that today, and that's why there was an outage, and that's why I've had to do what I've had to do. Well, hopefully I can rebuild some of the contacts I did have previously. If I don't, they'll probably wonder why I've defriended them. They'll be like, why is he operating a new account and he's doing this and he's doing that? I might just have a laugh and let them all guess and just, he's unfriended me, what the world's like, But we've had some issues and we've been really busy over the last couple of days. So myself and Ryan do apologise for any mishaps if people were looking in the community section and there's been no information being updated in there regarding when the podcast is coming on. But it is on social media. It has been put on the Facebook. It has been put on the Twitter. So, and it's been done on TikTok as well. And mostly everybody now's either on there or they've got a representative on there. So they'll be able to know when we're next going live. So not to worry. Hopefully now we've got it sorted and we can move on. Yes, Ryan. So obviously the Hoops have announced to us, and it's been announced pretty much everywhere now in every media source, that LIEL Abada will move on to pastures new. We are getting something in the regions of, I think Scotland Today said it was 11 £11 million in terms of the time of deals finalised and, you know, the add-ons and stuff come in. I'm going to be honest with you now, I think that's absolutely remarkable considering we're sitting here in a stage now, the window's closed for us and we're still able to do this deal. Now, obviously, I'm not going to get into the nooks and crannies of, you know, what's going on with Abada, because it's well documented as to why Abada is moving on, mate. But I think the actual deal itself, it's bizarre where he's going, I think, in terms of global destination. But in terms of the deal that we're getting, I think it just highlights again, Ryan, how good our player trading model is, mate.
And obviously we all know that the buying side of things, it's not been great the last few windows, and we do need to improve that trading side of it. But in terms of us selling players, that side of things is very good. In terms of, I think now I've gone the days where we're going to be, I don't want to say scammed, but I don't think it's going to be, I don't think you'll get a lot of kind of transfers now that maybe for guys from down south or other clubs might try and bargain with us. I hope it does, Leonardo. I hope it does. I hope you're maybe, it's just maybe some guys, you obviously know yourself, maybe your team as well. Some guys have signed and maybe not lived up to the hope, or it might be the pressure of playing at a big club. I'm not sure, mate, but I hope anything me and JP have said can maybe be helpful and stuff. But yeah, I hope he can do well at your club, Leonardo. But in terms of Abada, JP, I don't think you'll see us really getting trumped with any silly offers
Donald.
from now. Hi, Donald. Donald Duck. Aye, Donald Duck.
Donald Duck. It's a quacking deal we're getting on it.
Aye, it's a bit of a swan, I would say.
Aye.
A bit of a swan. But for me, I don't think that'll happen again in terms of, for me, like with Van Dijk, I thought we get robbed. I know at the time Kieran Tierney was a good offer, but take away his injuries, Kieran Tierney's worth well more than £25 million. The guy's a £50 million left back in this day and age. In my opinion, it's just my opinion, Kieran Tierney is a fantastic, phenomenal, borderline world-class left back. And it's just a shame that he's had a lot of injuries. It's maybe stumped his growth as a player or stumped his growth as his development going forward. He's still a young guy, he's only 20, 24, 25, so hopefully he's playing well with Sociedad as well. They love him, so when he gets back to Arsenal, I don't know. I don't know if he's like there in terms of Arteta. I don't know. But Abada, I think O'Reilly, there was rumours, if you believe social media, apparently it was £80 million they bid for O'Reilly in January. I thought Madrid. Celtic said no.
Had Milan were after him as well, Ryan, weren't they?
Oh, according to Sky sources, stuff like that, mate, aye. So I think Celtic know when they value a good player, they know how much they can maybe get. And considering the circumstances of what's happening at the moment with Abada, and he's not really playing either, which could put his growth away, his value down a wee tiny bit. I do believe it's a good offer considering the circumstances. Also, it has signed a new deal recently, so I do feel that if he was playing the way he was, if he weak and scoring goals, I think, me personally, I'd be asking for a wee bit more. If that wasn't the situation at the moment, you maybe would be asking for 15 or whatever, because he's long-term contract, his numbers are very good. He plays with Israel. He's played in Champions League. He's won trophies here, so his value is quite. For me, it could be his value might be the highest it's ever been, JP, right now, because I don't know if his value might go down when he goes to Canada or America.
Charlotte
Charlotte.
FC.
Where's that? Canada? America?
No, you need to tell me, son. You're the one that
That,
brought it up.
no, I'm not that. I'm. It comes to hockey, mate. That's not my. I'll just say America, right? Just so I'm not getting trumped here. Donald Duck. But no, I don't know what you feel, mate. But Abada for me has been a fantastic play for us. Just ended a wee bit surely with what's going on. Again, it's no. I don't know every single bit of ins and outs of what's going on about the full thing, mate. So it's not really my thing to comment. As I says, I'll never put my name to anything that I don't really sit here and know about. So I just hope the guy can go and enjoy the rest of his career, which is I've no bad thing to say about the guy. He's been brought for Celtic. I just maybe wish it ended a wee bit better in terms of maybe no playing and then just gone. But again, these things happen in life, mate, and I'm just happy that we've got a bit of money and I think he signed for maybe £2 or £3 million and we're getting good profit from him. So in terms of the business deal, mate, it's a good business deal and I hope we can potentially use that for a good summer sign.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag, isn't it? Because, like, when you look at John Livingston put a comment in, you know, and this kind of splits opinions, I think, with Abada, Ryan, because John says, you know, he kind of flattered to deceive. And I kind of get where John's coming from as well, because technically, I didn't think he was the best, Ryan, either. I think there was a lot more development needed there in terms of working with the ball and, you know, and again, it's early doors with him, but if you look at the concept, the contrast between him and the way Yang circulates the ball from feet to feet, and he's so comfortable and he's got that flexibility. For me, Yang's so much better with the ball than Abada. Abada needs like 2-3 touches to get him set, and he's got that finesse where he can get the cross. You know, he picks Kyogo out lovely, and I like that about him. And he's a goal scorer. Now, that itself's worth its weight in gold, mate, because, like I says, and I've said to you before, even when we had Jota, Abada and Jota were the two men that used to just go for the jugular. And it used to help us with killing teams right for the off. You know, teams were wondering what the hell was going on. You've got Kyogo with that pace. Abada did have pace. You know, he's still got pace. He's still a pacey player. But in terms of technicality, I think Abada was the one that didn't have all those kind of attributes. You look at Jota. I mean, Jota could lace you, man. He was one of the players, Ryan. He'd just leave you standing, mate. You know, he'd just eliminate you. And in a second, he was so good. He could go either way. And again, Jota was very good with 2 feet as well. Whereas Abada didn't, for me, didn't directly skin someone like the way Jota did, like the way Yang can. You know, in terms of he can just drop his shoulder and go. Whereas Abada needs a couple of touches. He either needs to come inside and pass the ball on, and he's a kind of 1-2 type player moving into space. But he's a goal scorer, and I understand, you know, where folk are coming from. For me personally, I'm in the camp where I think we're very lucky to be getting the money that we're getting for him. I mean, what did we pay for him? Was it like £3 million? We've made about £7 million profit on the lad. And he's still young as well. The only negative side is, you know, if he goes to Charlotte FC, you know, we've saw that he's got this in his game now where he can be obviously led by others in terms of, oh, we don't want you to play anymore, you know, like, click your heels, Dorothy, you'll be back in Kansas, one of the ones, and, you know, it's, you can't go through your footballing career, you know, listening to other people and being influenced elsewhere, and from the outside, it just, that's the appearance it gives, it just seems that he's being influenced, right? And the move is sort of forced on, you know, because I would be very intrigued, mate, to find out how RODGERS would be able to do working with someone like LIEL Abada. You know, what he then would get out of that. It's a shame, mate, that for me, he's moving on a wee bit too quickly in the Rodgers era here to even know the answer to that. But again, what I've said is, in terms of his technicality, Ryan, I do think that's an aspect of his game that he really has to brush up on, mate.
In terms of, for me, if Abada was fully fit and fully, if you want to call it, in the fit state to play with Celtic or whatever the situation is, if Abada is fully fit, for me, Abada plays with Celtic every single day of the week, in my opinion.
There you go. You were right, mate.
All right, brilliant. I just wasn't sure if it was. I knew it was America, but then I questioned myself: is it Canada? So South Africa, South Africa. But in terms of Abada,
I mean, let's be honest. You thought this is the guy that thought Copenhagen was part of Norway.
I know. I had a few babies that weekend, to be fair. I've actually just recovered for that weekend there, so I'm actually glad I made it on the night. In terms of if Abada was fully fit and the situation wasn't what it is and what's happened behind the scenes or whatever, for me, Abada, as it stands right now, if Abada was fully fit, Abada would be, in my opinion, Celtic's best winger. I think in terms of Yang, I think Yang's got a lot more to do in terms of getting to the numbers that Abada was getting. I get what you're saying with Abada. I did say it myself. He's very raw, I think, but I thought somebody like Brendan would kind of coach him into being.
Yeah.
I'm not saying being like Jota, but he's definitely got attributes, in my opinion, to be that good. He's quick, He's skillful, he's direct. Maybe his tactical side in terms of positional sense has to get better, because what I noticed was, I don't know if it was just the way that Ange was wanting us to play with inverted fullbacks and stuff, but I think it was United we played, and I think I mentioned it after the game on here to you. I think you Big Jason on at the time. Ralston was here and Abada was away up there, and I'm thinking, we're going to get caught here because he's away up there. If Ralston's one or two, it's going to be very hard for us to keep doing that. In terms of fitness wise as well, that's a hard shift. But overall, JP, the money we've got for Abada for me is very good considering the situation. I think the move, don't know if Celtic, this might be maybe one of the biggest moves they might have, or it might, because going for Celtic, I'd imagine they might have had European clubs on them. There was rumours, if you want to believe social media, that Ajax were potentially wanting them. There was other clubs. So for whatever reason, that's not happened. I just wish Celtic maybe done it a bit quicker, mate, and maybe done it at the start of the window or halfway through the January, because we all knew that he wasn't going to be here by the summer, at least with the situation. So I just wish maybe Celtic were a bit more savvy enough to go, right, okay, he's not going to be playing here, we'll try and get somebody else in. Maybe Nicholas Kunji's replacement, but in terms of ability-wise, right now, Nicholas Kunji's not the replacement, in my opinion, but like I say, we'll touch on that maybe in the summer or next season when we see Kun a bit more, but the boy does need to do a bit more, I think. But overall, mate, it's a good deal for the club, and whatever Abada does in the future, I'll cherish some of his goals he scored, especially games against sit-down Bernabei. He's left him. I think he's actually scarred him for life, because ever since that 3-0 game, Bobby Boucher's not been the same. There he's there. Ever since that game, some of the players, and especially Barisic, Bobby Boucher has not been the same player. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say every team across the water player's no good enough or they're no good. The year before the Euros or the year of the Euros, Barisic was very good for them. He was. His left foot was a one for them. But ever since that game at Celtic Park, he's been getting hounded for their fans. Get him out the door. He's not back new deals. He's not back this. For me, that Abada, that night's mentally scarred him. And I still say that night's mentally scarred him as well. And like I say, to me and you says, until they beat us again, I can't see that anything like the mentality for to change. They've got to beat us, because if they don't beat us, they're still going to be there. And I still say, mate, it was that 3-0 game that Abada was a massive party that's put a wee mental shift over them. But again, like I say, mate, Abada, good money. and then whatever he does in his career, all the best to him. I've not got a bad word to say about him, mate. Because
yeah, definitely. We wish him all the best, mate. No, 100%. It's one of those ones. It's, you know, he's young, mate. So he's, you know, if he stays and he, just say for talking sake, he stayed and he started scoring goals regularly again, it would probably only a matter of time before he did move on anyway. Maybe to somewhere else. I still think you know, he's only moving to where he is because of the transfer window's closed down, and it's an easy option to get him out the club at the moment.
Is he not getting signed as one of their marquee type signings? Is that no why he's allowed to go?
I don't know,
because I'm sure you're only allowed, saying that he's Israeli, so it might not count, but I'm sure you're only allowed, I don't know if it's European-based players or a certain money cap or wage cap. Don't tell me. I don't really know the full ins and outs, but I know in America, where not is that side, I don't know if that's the MLS or no, but the MLS, I know there's a wage cap, or you can only sign a certain amount of marquee signings, I think. So I know Jackie Marcus was one.
That's maybe something we could put to a good friend, Mr. Jonathan Burns, mate, because obviously Jonathan's, you know, over there and he's operating over there. So maybe that's something we could put to him. However,
I don't know if he's signed as that. I might be wrong, but just because of the transfer fee, I've never heard of Charlotte paying that much money for a player. Again, I don't know enough about them, so I could be wrong. But,
I'm the exact same, Ryan. I don't really know much about the team he's going to either. It's not really anything to do with me now that, you know, where he's going. You know, it's just they play in a league, mate. I don't have any sort of genuine interest in either. Unless something miraculously changes, I can't see me ever having an interest in it. It's not like I'm moving over there and, you know, obviously I need to watch football and that's the only thing that's available to me. So I won't be tuning in to find out how he's getting on. No doubt Celtic pages and stuff will keep us updated with that anyway, the way they have been with guys like Tillio and, you know, things like that. But question for Kevin there, Kevin Ferrier, where's Bernabei away to, JP? Kevin, I don't know when you tuned in, mate, but at the beginning, Leonardo asked us about Bernabei. Bernabei's going to Brazil. He's going to a team called Internacional. Again, I have no clue about them. I don't know the first thing about them. Obviously, the Brazilian league's probably a very technical league, I can imagine. And it might suit Bernabei a bit more to go there. So, again, another player. He's not been able to do it for us, so I wish him all the best. I don't wish anybody any harm or bad or anything at all or silliness. I wish them all the best in whatever they're moving on to do. Bernabei is one of the ones, Ryan, I think we could probably agree and say just now, mate, that he would have been one of the ones especially me, if I was a manager, mate, he'd have been one of the ones I was looking to move on this summer anyway.
I think the only reason why he was kept in January was because we couldn't get a left back. I think if we could have got a left back, I think Bernabei, for his own development and his own type thing, career side, I think he would have probably went anyway. Because I'd like to think at his age, you don't really want to be sitting in the stands and not really playing, and he's got a young family as well, so again, he's probably getting paid okay money here at Celtic, considering where he was Argentina. But I think sometimes, JP, I know you're getting money, but I think sometimes football players, again, it's just me, you don't feel like you're actually working for your money. You don't feel like you're actually playing football for your money. You're just getting paid. There's a big difference actually playing football and just getting a wage. So I just hope for Bernabei he can develop, because when he first came, he had wee bits of potential. I seen he was quick. He looked okay in the ball, but I think it was a game against. I think it really knew. When I came, I was buzzing about him. I don't know if that's because Greg Taylor was. I'm not the biggest fan of Greg Taylor, and I think we can buy a lot better than Greg Taylor. But just for what I've seen about him and the fact that Anne signed him, or the left backs roughly you can maybe get at that present time, I'm thinking about £3 million. Seems a big outlay for, I think it was only 19, 20, borderline 20 at the time. I'm thinking, right, this guy looks quick, he looks strong, he likes a tackle. I'm sure he's got a cap for Argentina. I might be wrong. But he's definitely played in the youth setup.
The one he bought Aaron Magaluf and the stag do he was on the summer.
They
were all driving quads apparently.
Mario Kart.
He's vetoed, isn't he? Vetoed out of Mario Kart.
But no, but I do hope he does do well for international. Again, Brazil, I think they've got some good teams in Brazil as well. So I don't think it's the most. It's not like he's going to a league where it's absolutely ridiculous. There's some good teams in there. Some good players have came for there. Neymar's one of them. There you go. You know what I mean? He's came for there. I know that's not a comparison to Bernabei, but there's talent everywhere. But like I say, mate, good luck to Abada and good luck to Bernabei. I've not got a bad word to say about them. It's no, like I say, especially in the Abada situation, it's not something I'm very well, how do I say it? I'm not very well educated on the situation. I don't know everything about it. So I'm not going to sit and say the be all and end all about the things I don't know about. But overall, he's away now, mate, and that's it. That's all we can say now. It's done. Yeah. He's gave us some great nights at Celtic Park, some great goals. He's helped us in a way where to get us back into winning the league trophies again. So, again, I have nothing bad to say about the two of them, mate. Bernabei came in again. He's helped us win a league as well. He might not have played every game, but he's still been part of a team that's helped to win trophies. So, fair play to both of them and good luck to them.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Wish them all the best. That's quite an interesting comment there for David Craig here. Charlotte FC is a bigger team than CFC. I don't know if he's talking about Cambridge Foot. I don't know if he's talking about Cambridge Football Club or something there, or Cork Football Club or something.
Can't be Celtic, David. It must be Chelsea you're talking about, mate. I don't know.
I don't know if David's just looking for a bit of fun, but
Ian Cowden beef. Come on now, Colts.
I think we need to get David some of that cold Bovril we're talking about at the football now.
Where do they play? Down the green.
On the RFC.
It's like that in your Tombola.
Made up United. A couple of line pricks, Alvin.
Brilliant.
Aye, as I say, it's one of the ones. It's no, as you said, it's they're you wish the two of them were the best, and obviously they move on and they leave a gap now in the squad for. You never go. I mean, Greg Taylor's just off the back of an injury, so if he just for talks he doesn't manage to stay injury free, to the end of the season. It's
you've really only got two options, in my opinion. It'd be two options that you wouldn't want to do right now.
Mitchell Frame.
Aye, there's two options, in my opinion, mate. I don't know what you feel about them, but it's two options. Ideally, we shouldn't be in a position to do, and ideally, you don't want to do a lead into which is a title challenge now. In my opinion, it shouldn't be considering the points total we're ahead. But being through all that rigmarole, it'd be either pushing Liam Scales to left back or playing Mitchell Frame if Taylor get injured, or you would play a back three, maybe Welsh. Scales and Vickers, or arguably Ilker, Welsh and Vickers, whatever. That's potentially what you could do. I do feel at Celtic Park, JP, I think we are more than capable of playing 3 at the back and 5 midfield, Celtic Park and 2 up front. You can do that, no bother, but I don't know what you would do with Greg Taylor, and I just think we just need to manage him now, mate. So if it means that on Sunday in the Scottish Cup game, that you do play him after 60 minutes and then take him off, then do it. Either you're winning or not. Because, again, mate, as much as I might not be his biggest fan, he is a good player, mate. It's just, maybe me personally going forward, I think he's maybe not going to take us into Champions League or improve us, blah, 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 blah. We've been through it before, we're going to go through it again. But as it stands at the moment, he's a solid left back for us, and he does well in the team for what we're doing. So we need Greg Taylor. I know people probably screenshot this and say, oh, Ryan's actually saying that. Of course I'm saying it because I know we're having a laugh and a joke about me and other guys about Greg Taylor.
We've turned him. We've absolutely turned him. There he's here.
it's actually made a power and lead now, JP, and anything else, because we shouldn't be in this situation where we've got one fit left back at club at Celtic, but it's where we are. But I don't know what you feel, mate, but for me, that's the only two options, or maybe if you put a back three, third option, but the only two options would be to play Liam Scales and Mitchell Frame, and ideally, I know Mitchell Frame's got a lot of potential and he's very high regarded at Celtic. Mm-hmm. Ideally, you only want to play the two into a title race, because it's, for me, it's experience is going to be vital in this running.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. But listen, again, mate, Daniel Kelly's come right out of nowhere, mate, and he's been flung into some really, really important games here. And he you know, he's getting in amongst like Matt O'Reilly, Callum McGregor. You know, he's came on for Callum McGregor and played 45 minutes at Celtic Park. He came on at the weekend when Brendan could probably have made a different type of sub. Mm-hmm. So Brendan obviously believes in him as well, mate. So I really think, see if the young lad's got anything about him, and Brendan thinks, do you know what, this boy's got him the minerals to go and deliver for me here. I do not think Brendan will hesitate to put this lad in. Against Feyenoord, mate, we could see how explosive the lad looked. You know, it's absolutely unreal. And he's got one of the best records now, mate. It's Mitchell Frame's got more wins in the Champions League than Paul Gascoigne and Brian Laudrup put together.
Don't say that, mate. You have Rangers fans coming up and saying, "Oh, but Tavernier's done this and he's done this and he's done this."
I don't mind. Listen, we've got to listen to their banter. So why not the other way around? Why not the other way around? But no, listen, Mitchell Frame's, you know, a young lad. He's got a lot of potential. When do you gain experience? You know, like coming in, could he come in beside these guys and help? Absolutely. I don't have any qualms with that at all. I mean, everybody was we were all taken back at the beginning with Kieran Tierney. And Kieran, see when you listen to Kieran Tierney talking, he wasn't even one of the ones that was the go-to the next lad he get jumped about 2 levels to go.
I'm sure he says he was close to actually getting released.
Yeah, I think he did.
I might be wrong with the words, but
I think that was after I do think that was after his dad, what was it? Callum McGregor put John Higgins in a headlock, thinking it was Kieran Tierney's dad. I think that's how Celtic were kind of like, you know, we need to watch this boy here. We need to do something here. No, as I said, it's one of the ones, mate. He's a young lad, and I think if he's good enough, Ryan, then he'll get played. I think what's shown with Daniel Kelly, I like to look at this boy, by the way. I really do. For what I've seen of this boy early doors, I'm not going to get carried away and go, oh, it's this boy's going to be this, he's going to be that. I'm not going to be one of those ones, but I do like see what I'm seeing for early onset, Ryan. This boy looks as if he can handle it, mate. This boy looks as if he can go in beside if he can go in and do it. Because I really do think that we really need an injection or something, mate, coming through the B team to give the fans a bit of belief to go, right, there's a route here to the first team. And I think if Daniel Kelly, you've got Stephen Wells still there, you've got, Callum McGregor's come through our youth academy, James Forrest spent his whole career at Celtic. So there's lads there showing that that they can do it. I know they're far and few between, but from what I've seen with his, what I've seen, it was really, 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 really good for this boy, Daniel Kelly. And Mitchell Frame, I've only seen one game of him in the first team, and I was really impressed with him. you know. So I've no qualms with these boys coming in, Ryan. I really don't.
No, the boy Kelly's showed himself up to be okay, mate, 100%, considering he's a young guy. And Mitchell Frame again, he came in, done well, and then was nowhere to be seen. Which I find, again, it might be one of the ones where you come in and see what you can get, go back and train hard, and then this see what you can get in the future. But sometimes when you put a guy in, you get a taste for it and go, right, I want to be on the bench again, put me back on. And then, like he says, there is ways where, how do you get experience? But I do feel this time of the season, I don't think, unless it's an absolute necessity, rushing young guys into go and playing pressure games. Yes, it could absolutely make them players, and next season be flying. But I just feel as much as we can keep our experienced players fit, I think we need to play our experienced players as much as we can. Considering, see if maybe 6 points ahead or something, we might have maybe been able to play them off the bench a bit more and stuff. But if McGregor, for me, if as much as the boys done well, if Bernardo's fully fit, for me, Bernardo's got to play over him in this period of time. I know Bernardo's a young guy as well, but he's played against them across the water. He's played against the big games. He's, in my opinion, he's got a bit more about him in the moment that we need. But again, I do believe the boy's got a very good future. For what I've seen so far, he looks confident on the ball. He doesn't look like he's going to get pushed off the ball either. Yes, he might need to get a bit more stronger, but he's only a young guy. It's going to happen to his, all at young stages. So, and the boy Mitchell Frame again, he's came, not really done anything wrong when he's played in the game he played against Final. Done okay, actually. Then he was nowhere to be seen. So, like I say, we don't know. We're not in the manager's head, mate. We don't really know what goes on. But I just hope, I'm just really hoping, mate, that McGregor's back very soon, because we don't really want a dilemma about who do we play. Because even the game, I know we don't really, you can't focus too much on team performance, but in terms of like Sunday, if Awada is not playing, I don't think he can be disgruntled, because he wasn't great.
I would bring Holman, right?
I think he deserves a chance, mate.
Yeah.
Like I say, from what I've seen with Homie, he does look a wee bit a young guy, rabbit with the headlights, running about, trying to impress, but he looks tidy in the ball and he looks good on the ball again. He was highly rated in Valerenga. I spoke to William, who says he was buzzing when he signed. His stats are brilliant before he signed for Celtic, so I know.
Well, he was a poster. He was a poster for the Golden Boy Award.
I think he's the top 100 under 21s or something in the world or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like I said, he was a poster boy for the.
So,
the
like
Golden
I
Boy
says,
Award.
mate, I just I hope the boys can get some game time. Maybe a few goals up and stuff, but I just hope Atati and McGregor are back very soon, because if they two are back, it gives you a solid base. And we've seen it with Carter Vickers. As soon as you get back into the defence, the team settled. And I actually thought Vickers was decent against Hearts. And I don't know if you've seen his interview. I actually seen it on TikTok, I'm sure. I don't think he was actually out in the press. Somebody took it for inside the Hearts press conference, and it was Carter Vickers, and he says, but he wasn't too down about the defeat. He says, look, obviously the circumstances of the game, we've got to take the positives. We were the best team, we had all the chances, and so, and he wasn't too down. I think that's the thing, JPC. Normally, if we went to Tynecastle and you beat 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it was, and not, I know it was 2-0, but in general, if it was 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the score was, normally you'd be really, really sitting here and in the pubs and on forums saying it was poor. Are we going to win the league? Are we going to do this? But like we spoke about, and I don't think we want to get it again. We'll touch it obviously with RODGERS, but we all know what happened in the game, and the game just took away phase, mate. I know we missed the penalty and stuff, but it's very hard to come back for 10 men down when the teams went from that to that, and then so like I says, mate. But I'm only to agree with you, mate. I think they're very good potential young players going forward, and I would like to see them in the future. But we all know that between the now and the season's the right time to do it. For me, I don't think so, but that's me. I don't know the management. That's why he's in the hot seat.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Talk about hot seats. You'll be having man shortly, son. It's just under an hour of your big kick-off.
A hot seat. I was thinking it was something else, but we'll keep that for half then.
And we'll get changed. What was it? One of the ones you'll get changed into something more comfortable.
I might get double denim for night. To be honest with you, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Well, we all know how that is normally, don't we?
Aye.
You got to get the wee Celtic boots on, or no?
I would love the wee boots, by the way. I love the boots.
Oh, sensational, man. I actually think that was taken, it's been edited, and you were actually outside the Savoy. And it was a Sav Sunday or something like that, and that's where you were getting in.
I've not been in that place in a while, mate. Oh, man.
I can tell, because you no danger, does that denim jacket fit you anywhere?
Well, oh, no, it doesn't, by the way. It doesn't. I actually seen it was an over 30s rave at the weekend there. I fitted them well,
I've seen that. But that's how Big Alan's still at a party now. He's went back to somebody's house after it.
He's still out to we left him.
He's talking about buying Celtic tops off a guy, man. He's went back to a house in Shawlands, man. The guy's like, I've got Danny McGrain's 1982 Scottish Cup lime green jersey in Big Alan's. Listen, I'll do anything, just let me buy it off you. Big Alan's pulling euro. Big Alan's pulling euros out.
But Alan, mate,
he's happy, dude.
He's in the van now. He's outside the now.
Big Alan. Hold on, we'll get the fudge in ready, Alan. We'll see you next Tuesday, mate.
Aye, brilliant.
Oh, brilliant, man. But, aye, this is a bit I don't know what to really, because it causes anarchy when you start all this. The Brendan Rodgers, obviously he's been charged now with the SFA. I do not know what the rules are in this, right? I've never known. You know, and I'm probably going to need to go out my way to find out, because it's beggars belief to me as to why has Brendan Rodgers got to wait 3 weeks for his hearing, or just about 2 and a bit weeks, to find out his fate of what type of charge he could be facing. And round the corner from his hearing is the next Glasgow derby. So, is it, you know, is it the fact that it's been done deliberate, and that they are going to, you know, they're going to make him have to sit in the stands over at the big house? Or, you know, is it? I just don't know. I
think
I just don't understand why it's that long.
I do.
John, the charge. Sorry, Ryan, I'll bring you in a second. John, the charge is, mate. He called out John Beaton live in his presser, his post-match presser, and he used John Beaton's name repeatedly, and then he says he was incompetent. And but I don't know if it's just me. I actually think he meant to say incontinent because they're just full of pish. No, I swear to God, I think he said he rang him.
That may be one of your best yet, by the way. You've waited all day to say that, haven't you? No, Ryan. No, but that was just perfect timing. But I actually do think he meant to say incontinent, and he says incompetent. And I think that's why he's in trouble. See, if he does say he's incontinent, I don't think he'd have got in trouble, because everybody knows that they're full of pish. So I don't know if it's something like Rule 73 or 72 or something. I think that's what it is, and then it tells you what he's called them, like he called the referees, incompetence officials. It tells you if you go on Twitter, on it, there's the SFA put the charge out there. Again, I can't jump the gun. I thought it was like why they wait till the 28th of March, but apparently Brian Rice and somebody else a while ago, years ago, it was similar and they had to wait 2 to 3 weeks. But why do you need to wait 2 to 3 weeks when it can be done within a week? It can be done it can be done maybe during the international break, and then it means you can get done. Because if he's got to wait to that 28th of March, he'll probably miss a Livy game. He'll probably get a 2-game ban. He'll miss a Livy game, and then he'll probably need to sit in the stands at Ibrox. But Chris Sutton can't go and commentate at Ibrox, and Rodgers can sit in the stands.
No. It's all different now.
You know what I mean? It's all
for Sky, so apparently they must have different security or something that TNT Sports didn't have.
I just think the protocol's nuts. You should not need to wait 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 years, whatever you want to call it, to go and get investigated or to get a charge. I think Bill, if he gets banned, he'll need to sit in the stand where the directors want it probably. I don't think he'll be able in your dugout.
Well, he'll get a chair somewhere because Jimmy Bell's not there. So he'll get a wee chair somewhere.
I think if you get sent off at Ibrox, I think you'll be somewhere else. But I think I don't know if he'll be allowed, if he gets banned for how many games, if he's allowed in the dressing room and stuff like that. I don't know the ins and outs. But for me, this protocol, having to wait 2, 3 weeks, whatever it is, you'll need to wait 4, 5 weeks, whatever they want to make up. And it's crazy why you need to wait that long. Why can you just get... You try to tell me that everybody in SFAs get loads of jobs to sit and no be able to have a hearing within the next few days to get it sorted. Mm-hmm. Get the protocol sorted. Make things a new game better. I'm not going to sit here and say it's conspiracies or it's this or it's that. I want to try and JP get these guys as much help, as much as we slaughter them for doing certain things and certain decisions. Try and make the guys, if it's getting them full time, if it's
you're getting their positions there, aren't you?
I was going to say wait at 10:30. I'll show you loads of them, but there's got to be they've got to sit down and actually think about all these protocols and rules are doing. It's not just for Celtic, it's for other clubs. Why do you need to wait 2 and 3 weeks for hearing when it can get done that week? Sure, they can go to Hampden and sit on a table within half an hour and get through a hearing. It shouldn't take you 2 weeks to organise a hearing. There must be a spare office or a spare somewhere in the SFA that you can just sit and get hearing done. Why are you holding guys back? Players, managers, whatever it is. For me, it's crazy. And I want Celtic, JP, I don't know what you feel about it. I want Celtic to throw the book at the SFA in terms of everything they need to do.
I think they will, because we're in today that the league
to make sure that he doesn't get banned. I get what you're saying, right? I did say to you, the fact that he's called out John Beaton, it's probably made the SFA have to go and do this here, right? If he didn't call out John Beaton, I think he might have got away with it, because Michael Beale last year said that it was about Kemar Roof and somebody else, that if the referees and the officials done their job properly, he would have scored up 2 goals or something. It's on Twitter. So he called out the referees, but he didn't mention their name, and nothing happened to Michael Beale. So I think the difference
for the refs, Ryan, they can't be held accountable for their actions, mate, because up here they're no full time or professional. So
I get what you're saying,
that's the problem, and I think that's how they can. I think that's how they can hide and get away with these things, mate. Because if they were professional and full time, they would be being held accountable for these things. Do you know what I mean?
But see, for me, right? See, why is it any other job in the world? Well, most 9 times out of 10, it's their job. Why is it seem to be in Scottish referees? They can't get, I'm not saying you can call names or whatever, but why can you not get called out for nobody doing a good job and then, listen, we need to take you in and review the game, or they done it, I know they done it at Ibrox when I think Morelos kicked Ralph into sheds, we get elbowed and kicked, and that went to the compliance officer, or whoever it was, that looked at all the footage, and they says that nothing was wrong with it. For me, that was it. I'm like, nah, you must be joking. Like, that for me showed you everything you need to know, that they've seen that with their bare eyes at the game. They've then looked at it back with all the footage and still went, that's not an elbow, that's not a kick, that's not this. That's not down to being full time or professional. That's down to just not good at your job and just looking at things, and you can't judge. For me, like I say to you, they're judging things on the field subjectively, and they're judging it on opinions. They're not following the rules. Even our penalty, right? It was very, very, very soft, right? I've seen them given. If it wasn't given, I wouldn't have been up arms about it, because it wasn't clear as day. The Hearts penalty was an absolute shit show. that they've gave that as a handball. If you look at the rule book, the rule book's even saying it's not a handball. So for me, again, we could sit and talk about this for ages, but for me, they need to fast forward these hearings, not just for Celtic, for every single club. Why do you need to wait 2 to 3 weeks to go to an office or go to a whatever it is? It's totally different if Celtic are really going to look into this, right? And then they might appeal it. I don't know if they can appeal it. I don't know. But if it's different because they maybe Celtic are wanting to take this, sit down with the lawyers or the QCs, whoever it is, dealing with, I don't know the ins and outs. If they're going to sit and speak about it all, then fair enough, it's need to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks, fair enough. But if it's just because the SFA's protocol is 2 to 3 weeks, make it game better and get guys involved in football, get guys seen quicker so they can get back involved in the game. Doesn't matter if it's Michael Beale, if it's Rodgers, if it's Clement, if it's Warnock, whoever it is. Protocol staff, mate, it's absolutely Looney Tunes.
No, 100%. It's nuts because I just think the length of time he's going to have to wait to find out, to find his fate out and what sort of chat. So I don't think Brendan's had many of these in his time at all. And, he's normally quite a calm and collected and composed customer. So I don't think he's kind of had any of this ever before. So I don't know. I don't know what threshold he's went over in terms of what he said. I don't think he said anything that was lies or untrue or, because he was questioning, if they were good at their job or not. No, the problem is the VAR, right? The problem is who's operating the VAR. So it's the individuals that are operating VAR. And John Beaton being in the VAR room and whatever communication was being done with him and, Don Robertson, when Don Robertson had already done his job and gave a yellow card to Yang, for then that to happen, for him to be told, I don't know, that's malicious, you need to send him off. And then obviously the penalty that he gives against the Wata also, it's mental. But like I says, mate, it just from the onset, mate, it just looks as if they're making it up as they go along, as the way they, the voices in their head are telling them to do. And it's mental how long that any manager needs to wait until his fate's decided on which I find it bizarre. But
it's true what Ball says here, right? See, and this isn't just because it's name across the water, right? It doesn't matter what team you're. See, if you're coming out and saying you don't want a referee to referee your games, how do you know get done about that? How does nothing get done? See, if Celtic come out tomorrow and say they don't want John Beaton refereeing their games, I guarantee you there'll be something done. I'll bet my house on it that there'll be a hearing, there'll be an investigation, there'll be something, it'll be slander for John Beaton, or there'll be something. But how come they were close to water can say they don't want Willie Collum refereeing their games, and then he doesn't referee them, and then he's getting decisions for them? It's ridiculous. And that's not against Willie Collum, that's because he's getting put under pressure to do these certain things.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I say, it's, when any one of us are bad at their job, mate, there's a disciplinary procedure we need to go through, and we need to go, we need to go down warnings, written warnings, verbal warnings, whatever it may be.
I don't know if you
and
know
then it
this,
leads
right?
to dismissal if you don't improve.
Aye, I don't know if you know this, mate, right? But I only know because my old man's a coach at the lower levels, right? Certain referees going, what do you call them? You call them the kind of supervisors or something for the referees, and they go and watch the games, right? Surely this would one of them just about mostly SPL games every week to make sure these guys are doing their job properly. Surely. Or at least every 2 or 3 weeks there should be somebody, if there's been maybe a few decisions they've got right, because look down south, as soon as they make one error or they make one VAR crazy shout, they're demoted to the championship or they're put down to the VAR.
But that's what I'm saying, Ryan. The refs up here can't be held accountable right now because they're not professional. They don't do it full time.
I know that, but they're still.
That's why they're allowed to hide. That's probably why the VAR's not been given clarity and the transparency's not there with the VAR. That's why we're not hearing the VAR.
I know.
Whereas in England now they're starting to let you hear it.
I know me and you're sitting here
quite handsomely down there.
Aye. So, I know me and you're saying here, I know we're criticising the way that the protocol and the way it's not just about Celtic, it's overall. The way
look at Murrow's been done. I don't know.
There was a game last year, I'm sure it was Aberdeen or Motherwell St Mirren. I can't remember exactly what it was, but whatever they gave, everybody was up arms about it. And it's mental.
Well, that's scary. If that's the case, then that's absolutely scary because there's nothing being done. The same mistakes are allowed to happen. If it rolls onto the Aberdeen St Mirren game on Saturday, and then it goes to the Hibs and Ross County game, the same mistakes are happening, and it's the same. Like I've said before, lads, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching, VAR is not the problem. No. The technology is fine. They've invested a lot of money in the technology. The technology is fine. It's who you've got operating the technology.
But it's not just
I said it to you, Ryan, when we were already calling the referees numpties before VAR came in up here, right? And I said, all this is doing is giving a tool to a numpty to become a polished numpty.
A bigger tool.
Well, there you go. That's what I said to you. We're giving a tool, another tool, to continue being a tool, essentially. So it's absolute.
And make a big hammer of things.
Aye.
Oh man. But I know people criticise what we feel we need to criticise, but I want them to try and get some sort of help. If that means getting full time, if it means doing more training courses or getting more.
The DB 101 YouTube comment there has said that Brendan's under pressure, and obviously he's blaming everybody and everyone instead of himself. I don't know what team that person supports, okay? But there's another manager in this league moaning about players being booted off a park. There's another manager in this league moaning that babies were keeping the players up too late at night. There was a certain baby boom in the squad. I mean, you've got one manager who looks like a villain in Harry Potter, and the other manager who's managed at the highest level for quite a foreseeable time. So I'm not really too sure. You know,
like I said,
we're in that sort of frame of mind to go, right, he's under pressure. Well, of course he's under pressure.
He's managing Celtic.
He's managing Glasgow Celtic.
Of course, he's
under pressure. But what comes along with that pressure, and what he guarantees is victorious. He guarantees you success, and his CV explains why.
I don't mind banter, mate. Listen, fair play to guys.
I don't mind about banter either, though.
But
you need to bring a wee bit there to the table if you're talking about one type of manager, because you've got one other manager moaning about players being booted off the pitch.
Stephen Chris Boyd, Neil McCann, Kenny Miller, just about every pundit.
Stephen A. said that. I was looking for Jeremy Beadle.
Even Stephen Naismith and Shankland thought that the penalty was ridiculous. Well, Shankland didn't say he couldn't believe it was given, right?
Larry Ferguson on Go Radio as well.
So that's telling you the referee has made a rip-roaring of it, right? I'm going to sit and say it on here because it's a big sweary word, but he's made a rip-roaring of it, right? So that's guys that have played at a higher level. Even their fans who are pundits, i.e. your Chris Boyd and etc., even Kenny Miller, I know he played with Celtic, but you wouldn't think that with the way he talks. They've all says that basically in the Celtic penalty, the Hearts penalty, and the red card was potentially maybe not a red card either. So are they all just lying then? But the referees are right. No, as much as I might not like Chris Boyd because of what he's saying and stuff, right? You've got to respect him as a player. He's played at a high level. He does it to wind us up, right? He talks with Celtic stuff like that, right? But see when they're community and being honest and actually doing what they should be doing, but being honest and getting paid for a job, they're telling you it's never a penalty. It's maybe borderline. But I can't remember who it was. It says it was. I don't know if it was Michael Stewart. Don't quote me on that. But somebody, one of the big pundits, says it was even borderline a yellow card for him because he's not actually touched his face. He's not made contact with his face. Yeah. So
it's a high boot, but it's no danger. It's no danger of the opponent because the opponent's not there. He's not. He's here.
Like I say, I watched the game with you, mate, and we were absolutely fine with a yellow card and a foul. We had no qualms with that. And then as soon as I seen a red card and he's got him on it, I'm thinking, what are you saying here? Like you've got. I just find that, like I said the other night, JP, I'm starting to find it very hard now to enjoy football. Just even down south, you see the decisions, and every handball is not a handball. Every touch is not a foul. Every bit of contact in the box is not a penalty. There's got to be intent to make the foul. There's got to be something ridiculous to go and cause that. But see, because of what's been given now in football, mate, the referees are just panicking, going, right, well, that must be a free kick or that must be a foul. How can the ones against like Goldson and stuff like that no get given, but yet that one the weekend's given is that? I mean, that's why I'm saying it. I don't think it's due to the VAR's nothing to do with this. It's subjective in opinions, and that's when it borderlines, you know. And when you say, is it biasy? Is it favouritism? I mean,
but by the way, let's not get away from it. No, I was the one that says the other day, I was watching the game with you, and you know, the same as you, and I thought that was a penalty to us, but I've seen it plenty of times now to go.
Very, very soft. It was
very soft.
It was.
And I'm now kind of dubious as to. I don't know if it was a penalty, to be honest with you. But again, I think a wee bit of justice might have been done there in terms of the save, and you know. But again, that if that goes in, that changes the game again, and maybe the sending off doesn't happen as well. And
I do agree with John that, like I says, it goes in terms of the financial side in football clubs as well, right? We've all said that we at Celtic want some maybe football men in the boardroom, as much as we've said they're very good at player trading models and stuff. But maybe buying side, we're not the best, the recent windows and whatever else. I think the referees are the same. There should be guys, like I said to you, I think there's an ex-referee, I think he played on Fairmont, Sean Murdoch. I think he referees in League 1 or League 2 at the moment, Championship level. Yeah. Surely these sort of guys, or even guys who are retired football players, can maybe go and help the guys who have not played football to actually go and show them, listen, like, if I played football and you gave me that as a handball, we would really be enough. I'm not, because it's not a handball. A handball to me, when I played, was if I actually went like that, if I went towards the ball and went, oops, or I tried to save it on the line, or I made the intent to go for it. See, if I'm running for the ball and the ball hits my arm, how's that a handball? Like, do you know what I mean? If I'm running, like, see the one at St Mirren, I think you said it might have been a penalty, but Greg Taylor has just turned and the ball's just hit him. He's had no intent to go for the ball with his horn. It's just went, oh, it's hit his horn. How is that a deliberate handball to then give a foul? I can totally get if Greg Taylor's trying to save the ball, or he's trying to go at that and knock the ball out the midfielders with him or stuff. But it's the same for him across the water, right? I've seen some of their decisions that they've not been given as well, and I'm thinking, oh, that team got away with that. I've seen it all football. It's not just about Celtic. And I get they're human beings, they make decisions, but we're all the same. We're no robots.
No. There is making bad errors, right? There is making bad errors, and then there's just no having a clue about actual situations in football, right?
I don't know what
the penalty against Celtic the other day, mate, is.
I don't know what you feel, mate.
Stevie Wonder's not even in that.
I just feel it's getting to the point where, because of maybe the pressure that they've had for, I don't know if it's fans or media or pressure maybe for their own bosses, or it's maybe that they remembered last week, I didn't get it last week, so I can't get this week. I don't know what it is, but if you follow the rule book, the penalty that we got against us is not a penalty. If you follow the rule book really as well, one's possibly no.
I just don't know how anybody in the right planet, in the right mind, can give that as a penalty. I really can't. I don't know what Awata is meant to do. What's meant to happen? He's bars with his own player. He puts his arms out to land because he's off balance, and the ball hits his arm. How John Beaton and Don Robertson get in cahoots with one another and come up with that's a deliberate handball.
So that's a penalty,
it's
right?
Totally beyond me.
And like me and you spoke about on Monday, but the one at James Forrest clearly hurt the guy's on. No penalty in VR. Looked at it. That's when you start questioning things. And I'm not going to sit here and say that guys have really been biased or whatever. But
everybody in their grannies said it's no penalty, mate.
But that's when you're going to start questioning things. When you get Golson going like that, and John Beaton's like that, no, they're telling me it's not a penalty. You're watching the game. Why are you going to a computer or are you going to guys up there? You're on the park as a referee.
Well, here's the one as well that I find totally bizarre. You talk about Don Robertson, right? So there were a couple of weeks prior to that, there was a sending off at Ibrox, and it was Dujon Sterling that was sent off for a challenge when he slides in for the ball. Now, that goes to VAR. I think the VAR have called him over to maybe say, look, maybe think you should maybe have a wee rethink about this. And you seen what he done. He turned around and he went, nope, off. He went like that to do John Sterling, off. So why did he not stick to his original, why did you not stick to the original, it was a yellow card, for Gang. Why did you not stick to your original, you'd already booked him. Why is there then interference in the game being refereed outside the pitch? Because that's the only thing that must have happened, Ryan. He's booked Yang.
And I thought
it's got to be clear and obvious, mate.
Clear and obvious.
Yeah. But like I say, is everybody, all the top pundits that are on your stations at the moment, every one of them have all said it wasn't a penalty Neil Lennon even said it wasn't a penalty to Celtic when Ida misses a penalty. And like I say, I do have to say justice was done there, in my opinion, for that. But for the other two decisions, everybody's saying, that they were wrong. The only decision that was given accurately that day was Shanklin's offside goal, which, mate, I'm all for guys making mistakes. There's been a couple of comments coming about human error and guys making mistakes, but I'm sorry, but the decision making isn't down to human error. Because if that's down to human error, then it must go away that you've not got a clue. Like I've said to you before, mate, referees are wee angry guys that never get picked for the school team. They never got picked and all their pals got to play football and they didn't. That's what my theory is on a referee, right? All their pals all became footballers and they get left. The wee boy with... No, but it's like, Ryan, it's like the wee boy goes to the swimming with all his pals, doesn't take enough place to change into, he's got to go home with wet pants on. That's the way refs are. That's what referees are, right to a T. And all his pals are all dry and going to the chippy and getting their own chips and taming the day after the swimming. A good old days.
A cold Bovril.
A wee cold Bovril and a brolly, because it was absolutely monsoon of rain was coming down and tapping you.
A plastic one, though.
A plastic one, no. A wee plastic one. One of the ones, if you get in the corner and a high wind them, you take off like Mary Poppins along the road. But, no, as I said, it's that's my theory on referees, right? They're obviously, right away, they're quite, they've got that kind of look about them.
I don't know if you want to, there was a comment for Jerry, mate, you can answer it yourself. It was right in what he says, it was meant to come in and improve things, but like you say, the guys who are dealing with it, it's no. There's more question. Maybe we can sit every. You know what I mean?
Well, the problem is, Jerry, the actual problem itself isn't the VAR. It's not the VAR, mate. It's who's operating the VAR. Now, I'm not wearing this. The guys haven't been good enough training. You know, I'm not wearing that anymore because they've rolled it out enough now. The problem is the referees up here. They're no invested in it because they're no full time. They're no professional enough. No, they're happy making mistakes. They're happy withholding VAR when clubs are shouting about wanting audio. You know, we want to hear the audio and in certain incidents, I can understand why, because, like, you know, I've actually seen the Lewis Mail sending off. And it's beggars belief as to how he's been sent off for that.
Never sent off.
The two of them are running side by side. And again, he's another one that, you know, his appeal's been dismissed. So, were they just sitting in the room the other day going, nah, do you know what, we'll just dismiss all these no appeals.
And who actually...
You've got to look at these things logically.
But who actually sits in these... Like I says, is it other referees? Or
it's other wee angry men, mate, with wet pants on.
Or is it football guys that have actually been involved in the game? Because
it can't be fit. See, if it's football guys, then they're looking at it for the other side of the coin, mate.
I think he is still part of the SFA. I might be wrong, but I don't know if he's still a major force in it. But the guy, Ian Maxwell, he played the party official. He played football. Surely he should be... That's the exact example of a guy that should be in helping with the referees. He's played football, the official and stuff like. He played at a good level in Scotland. Surely he could be involved in helping these guys. And actually saying, like,
look at this at Murn offside against Motherwell at Fir Park earlier on the season. It was the same guy that took the footage of Jota last year. He's stood outside the mega bar, and how we can see that that's offside beyond me.
That's a brilliant point I made, because in terms of the camera angles as well, right?
But we've only got so many cameras.
Which, no, right, a Sky
and one of them just so happened to be outside the mega bar after you get plugged into the generator.
They're calling it offside position for here, for that camera here, and Jota's up there.
Did you see the one? What was the one in the cup game that they drew the lines?
Oh, it was like a zigzag.
It was like CIS, wasn't it? It was like a wee run there and he went run there.
It was like a 5-year-old Wayne's got hold of a crayon and going...
Aye, just started zigzagging all over.
Neil Buchanan, that attack he's what I done earlier.
I know, aye. Did he do the heart attack? Big Nick Montgomery came on and he's like, there we go. Here we go. This is what I done earlier. Him and Big John Leslie for Blue Peter.
Just stick that with
That's one I made earlier.
Just stick that with PVA glue, son, and just a zigzag.
So the way forward, cold Bovril, plastic umbrellas, and a spirograph kit so we can draw the VAR lines properly on the pitch.
Like I say, mate, I just hope this going forward, not just for us in terms of title race and name of closer water. In general, I just hope it doesn't affect other teams' placings in the leagues and stuff like that as well. And I just...
It is. We can't make out it's costing all the other teams.
It's not just about us, right? As much as we're going against the weekend there and stuff, right? Like you said, Lewis Mail, never sending off. There's other decisions in games that have been crazy. And like you said about training, right, JP, we've all played football, right? Well, me and you on this. I don't know if other guys in the comments have played football, but you played football. In fact, you don't even need to play football, right? See, if you've watched football for so many years, you can look at a TV for yourself, and you don't even need a rule book to tell you if something's a foul or an offside or a no. You can look at a TV and decide for yourself. But bear in mind, like you've just said on Monday, they're using still footage and stuff, right? You cannot show a still footage to decide if somebody is sent off. It's got to be played at either real speed or a wee bit slowed down, at least so the referee can see it fully. I can show you anything. I can show you this still footage, this and now, and it looks like it's going to hit me, but it's not. But I know that's funny, but I'm just it's mental. It's absolutely crazy. The way they're showing the referees, the footage, and
Having been the first time you were mugged, wee man, wasn't it?
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. I don't know what to say that one. You've Donald dunked me there, man.
I've ripped the horn right after for you.
You've given me a few sugars, my tea there, mate. But I don't really feel on that, mate. But I do feel that I just hope it's not going to be any other results, not just for us in general, but because I don't want to sit on here. I guarantee there'll be other teams' podcasts on. I don't listen to other teams' podcasts, but there'll be other teams, Aberdeen, even in across the water, St Mirren's. They'll all be talking about referees, how the VAR is, right? I don't want to sit here and try and give referees abuse or give referees how bad our job is, but how can you look at certain games and you think that you can't? It's so hard, like I say to you, mate. I take my hat off to football players for not getting sent off every week, because to watch that in some games and you're thinking, how have you just gave that? Like, are you seriously? What, are you joking? No. That's why I'm saying it's going to the stage where it's going to get me and you and other fans talking about bias or favoritism, because you've got to think that, because how can you subjectively, just for talking the Hearts one at the weekend there, right? How can you sit there and go, that's a penalty, when the rules tell you it's no?
No, 100%, mate. Like I say, I'm all for people make mistakes, right? But those situations are taken in an individual contrast. And for me, that's not down to make mistakes, and that's no human error. That's just not having a clue about how the game works. That's not but knowing passages of play in the game and knowing instinct and knowing what was the total story of those photos that you were showing there. Because how you can say both acts were deliberate in terms of on the rules of why you were making the decisions you were is beyond me. And for Brendan Rodgers to come out and just question that, he's now getting done for it. I understand why he's getting done, but like I've said to you before, mate, only in Scottish football. It's only in Scottish football there's things like that happen. But aye, been an emotional wee chat for us tonight, mate.
I need my half-time show to get some aggression.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You'll be rip-rolling into that like a wee angry bear.
You were going to say something else there, weren't you?
No, I was going to. Then I remembered we've got a family show going on here, and I had to sort of keep it in check here. Nearly let it go there. I nearly let it go. But see, that's why I'm a gaffer, mate. That's why I can do these things. That's why I'm a gaffer. That's why I'm here. That's why quite good. That's quite good. Aye. That's why I'm in the. That's why I'm in the role I'm in, mate. But all in all, mate, it's been a really good chat. I want to thank every single person that's tuned in to us tonight across all platforms right now. We've got 161 people tuning in with us.
Yep, brilliant.
I hope me and Ryan have managed to get through everything we wanted to. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. I do apologise. Like I said, we have had some problems with social media. I've seen a couple of comments from Ange in terms of there was no notifications.
Ange, that's your sub frozen for the night. You can't be
having that. You go. Can't be having back chat on here. That's just no in it. Football monitoring boards tell me there that's your see. There's disciplinary procedures for everything. Apparently, that's you on a verbal warning now. So, but yeah, there was no notifications put in the community section of the YouTube channel. We do apologise for that, and we will get that sorted for you so that you are all in the picture of when we next go live. I hope you have all had a lovely Wednesday evening. I hope you are all looking forward to the weekend. The Celtic take on Livingston, Celtic Park, for a place in the semi-finals of the Scottish Cup. But at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday evening, from myself and Ryan, I bid you farewell. Hail, folks. Take it easy.
Hi folks, JP here from the podcast. Just to let you all know that the podcast is sponsored by AB Entertainment, and the AB stands for Mr. Alec Beveridge. It's a DJ and entertainment business. Alex is on Facebook and Instagram, and you can hit him up through the WhatsApp for any bookings on 07845 746 092. And also folks, the podcast has taken on a new partner, and we're partnered by MCM Framing Services and Hoops Memorabilia. If you want any jerseys, or if you've got any memorabilia sitting around you want framed or anything looked after that way, contact John Mullaney, and you can get him at johnmullaney0971@gmail.com, or contact him on his mobile 07835 072 582. And here at the Unrestricted View, we hope you're all enjoying the content, and if you are, please like and subscribe. It's free to do so, and also share amongst your Celtic family as well. Hail from all of us.